It's Friday the 13th. What could possibly go wrong? Well, for one thing, you're watching Guy's Daily Drive. And welcome to Guy's Daily Drive. Things probably look a little different than what they normally look like because I am not in my car. Well, I'm in a car. I'm just not in my car. This is a rental. My wife and I are going away for the weekend, and we were going to leave today, but she remembered that she had an appointment at the last minute, so we decided to just let it go for another day. Got plenty of time. I took a few days off from work, so the fact that we're leaving tomorrow instead of today is not really that big a deal. However, the reason why I'm not in my car is, now I think I've talked about this before. I have a 2009 Ford Flex. Ooh, big bump. And the car is paid for, and it's been a great family car. But it's got some miles on it now. It's got about 125,000 miles on it. And I just don't really trust it on long trips anymore. Back and forth to work is fine. But when I'm going on other trips from now on, like for the last couple of years when I've gone to Macstock, knew I'd get that in there somehow, I've either flown or rented a car. Well, because both my kids have now pretty much left the nest or have plans to do something with their life that doesn't involve living at home, I just don't need a car as big as the Ford Flex anymore. So I'm looking at alternatives. And when I go on these trips, whether I'm by myself or I'm with Tracy, I'm evaluating other vehicles. Well, this particular car that I'm in right now is kind of on my short list of cars that I'm looking at. It's much smaller than what I currently have, and this may surprise you, but the car that is on the short list that I'm driving right now is a Kia Soul. And you're thinking, Guy, that's just crazy talk. How could you be driving a Kia Soul? It's just such a tiny little car, and you're such a big guy. Well, it's a bigger car on the inside than you would think. Kia made some changes to the 2004 model that made it bigger on the outside, and it also made it bigger on the inside. So the models that were available from the time of introduction in 2013, I can't drive. They're just too small. 2014 on, I'm reasonably comfortable, and I will find out this weekend. And we're driving it's probably going to be about 2 hours by the time everything is said and done. So we'll see how well this car does for me on a longer type trip. It's so far just driving around town. It's pretty comfortable. I don't really have any problems with it. It gets very good gas mileage, especially as compared to the Ford Flex, which honestly, on the highway with the Flex, I got between 22 to 24 miles per gallon, which for a vehicle that size is amazing. But there's the caveat for a vehicle that size. It's really big. and I no longer need a big car. So, hence why I'm looking at other things. Some of the other cars that are on the short list, it's not just the Soul. The Buick Encore and Chevy Trax, which is more or less the same car, they're on the list, as is, even though they don't make them anymore, the Scion XB. And another car that I wish they still did make, because I'm now at the point where the reason why I wasn't interested in it when it was around before is no longer really an issue, and that was the Honda Element. I kind of like the boxy shape of it, that you can do pretty much whatever you want to do in it and hose it out if you really need to. The reason why I didn't want to get it before is the rear seats in it. You have to open up the front doors to get to the rear seats, to open up the rear doors. And, that just, I don't like that. There's something about that really, really bothers me, especially when you've got people in the back seat, especially when those people are your children. And I don't like the idea of them potentially being stuck behind the front seats with no way to get out. So, when the kids were little, and when I was looking at another car, more specifically the Ford Flex that I ended up buying in 2009, that just kind of made it a no-go. So I didn't get it. But now that the kids are gone and it's just Tracy and me, and we don't even really particularly need 4 doors. It's nice to have when you have other people, but it's not that big a deal. It's just not that big a deal. So having just the 2 doors would have been fine. I will let you all know as time goes on whether or not after this weekend I'm still considering the Kia Soul. And this is probably going to be a shorter one than usual, but that's going to about do it for this week. If you'd like to get a hold of me, you can reach me via email address guy@mymac.com, probably, and guy@mttfgo.com. I am also Mac Parrot on the Twitters. And, of course, you can reach me via YouTube. You just click on the reply button to this video, and you can talk to me that way. I'm Guy Searle over on the Facebooks, on the Mac to the Future page. I'm doing that every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. What else? Oh, there's MacStock. I talked about that a little bit earlier. MacStock 2018 is coming soon, July 21st and 22nd in Woodstock, Illinois. You should really go if you can. It's only, with all the discounts, there's still like an early bird special, and with a discount code of MTTF bonus 10, your cost for the entire weekend. Now, this doesn't include, of course, transportation, getting to the Woodstock, Illinois area. It doesn't include your hotel, and it doesn't include meals outside of the MacStock venue. But pretty much most of your meals will either be covered at whatever hotel you stay at, or both lunches on Saturday and Sunday are covered by MacStock. And if you get the weekend package, your Saturday meal is covered too. $189 for the entire weekend. And it's near Chicago, so it's like so easy to get to. If you want to experience kind of what it was like to be at the Macworld Expo with the sense of community and just a bunch of crazy Mac users getting together and having a good time, you really, really ought to check out the MacStock Conference and Expo. You can get more information on it at MacStockConferenceandExpo.com. So that's going to do it for me for today. I will talk to you guys next time on Guy's Daily Drive.